Welcome to this podcast in April 2024. Why is the UK government focusing on things that do nothing for productivity, nothing for growth or people? These days it seems like we've been sleepwalking into a void. People have lost their sense of purpose and direction, and here's where the government should be stepping in and following through on their Brexit promises of a better future prospect for people in the UK. As part of this responsibility, there should be plans in place to define a new strategy that outlines what's needed from the authorities, but also from the people, to make this place one worth investing in. We have a history of invention and determination to be successful, and yet these days we seem to be just slowly drifting into the unknown with no roadmap. On top of doing very little to set direction, our political leaders seem to be focusing on the symptoms, not the cause. An example of this is Rishi Sunak's recent push to end the so-called sick note culture. It would seem that trying to prevent people from being able to take paid time away from work is what's seen as the fix. Surely, trying to understand what the reasons are for longer term absences and focusing efforts on trying to resolve those would be the right course of action. Instead, there is a bend reality, force it to fit our paradigm of what people should do, with zero incentive for doing so culture inside the government. In addition, the people are being let down by what appears to be commercial interests over well-being. What is being done formally to investigate the increase in excess deaths in recent years? Why are more people registering for long-term sick? Is there a significant factor that's happened in recent years that is causing more illness? It seems like there is no appetite whatsoever to genuinely uncover the reasons behind it. If all that weren't enough, there appears to be very little challenge from the opposition. Occasional jibes and the usual attempts to pick up on individuals' behaviour, but no fundamental alternative strategic dream, vision or strategy that we can all understand and buy into. We've typically had a strong media in this country. We used to have more investigative journalism, and we used to see government being openly challenged on matters of substance, applying pressure for transparency, demanding factual evidence to support policy, challenging the sound bites, the spin, especially in election years. Now we seem to have a flimsy mainstream media model that is more concerned with generating revenue through social media than reporting on important matters. Affairs overseas are also concerning, and it's not like they can simply be ignored. It feels like we're slowly cascading into a less stable model of global politics and growing global conflict. The right versus left debates have become so propagated through posts on social media that individuals are taking it upon themselves to develop real hate for each other. That hate is pushed hard and in some cases seems to be being encouraged by the political class under the divide and conquer method of control. So, we need to believe in ourselves as individuals, have a sense of what is right and wrong, try not to be influenced by hardline propaganda. Ultimately, think and do for ourselves. Now, it seems like an obvious thing to say. For some people, though, who are struggling to find their own direction in life, there are fewer genuine role models who can give them the basic foundation to work from. So they are left blowing in the wind, and it really depends what catches their attention and what they begin to believe, right or wrong. We wait in hope that somewhere down the line, some of the social injustices will be fixed. The government will do the right thing and start to lay the foundations for a better future. That purely commercial interests aren't the only reason for government interest. I guess we'll have to monitor the situation and see if any of that happens. Thanks for listening.